Yeah.
All right, howdy, folks, everyone. We're here to do a teach-in for GSU outreach and to kind of go over some materials. I want to kind of ground us in our purpose, in our revolution here, that we are trying to not just have a general strike, but that we not just to have like better working conditions, but we want to have, we want to have elections that are for the people, by the people, of the people, and that kind of thing that actually is that way, and that it's not where it's going to be suppressing us and oppressing us, I guess would be a better word for that. Um, Trying to think what else I kind of want to say about that. Uh, that we're I guess that we're a part of a larger struggle and that we're working to gain autonomy against an oppressed system and that such forth, and why we're kind of showing up for at No Kings for GSUS is that we want to spread the message, we want to grow the movement, we want people to not only sign the strike card but also get involved in helping build towards that revolution so that we can have a dual power system and building that up. um, so that's kind of why we're here today, is kind of learn how we can plug in at these events and really how to spread our message and get people to not just sign up, but also to join our Discord and start helping to build. All right. Does anyone have any questions or anything they want to share? Do we want to do any kind of intros for this training? I don't know if we do that for trainings or not. Anyone want to jump in on that question? No?
Well,
I,
I'm still trying to learn more about this organization.
yeah.
I'm consider myself to be not Antifa, but very anti-fascist, and I'm not sure how this would help with that.
So what we're trying to build is um where, you know, I mean, fascism, right, is very oppressed in white supremacy and that kind of thing. And we want to really help support marginalized folks. So brown and indigenous people of color. Um, and then also we want to support marginalized people of the LGBTQ plus, or I plus, I should say, community, disabled community, whether it be physical or mental health. I know I jumped on here when somebody was talking about their mental health, and I feel you on that. I've got my own issues there too. So we're really trying to support the marginalized groups of folks, and really take care of them first and uproot the root of the problem, which is rooted in capitalism and rooted in imperialism. And so we want to, you know, have a more free society, like to help us build towards bartering systems, help us build community gardens, time banking, those kinds of things, and kind of working on, um, yeah, and as Angie said, that there's a the welcome packet, which is really great, which we're going to go over that here in a little bit too. If you scroll down, I think pretty sure I have that linked in this agenda here. I thought I did. Nope, maybe I don't. Sorry. But I do want to go over kind of how to get towards some of these resources too, because that was my big thing when I remember when I joined GSUS is I couldn't find anything, and Discord was a whole brand new um huge thing for me. So I just kind of want to go over how to even navigate that a little bit and to show people where some of those resources are. Um, Let me see if I can get my computer fired up here. Come on, computer. Oh, it would help if my power didn't on. Sorry, guys. It's
All
been
right.
kind of whirlwind of a day for me, I'll tell you what.
That does happen.
We've been over here painting gigantic banners all day.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, in preparation for No Kings, we're going to have these giant banners that are 25 feet by 30 feet. So now I'm
Jeez
having to,
Louise.
yeah, switch gears a little bit.
Wow,
I'd
that's
love to see
crazy.
them if you have
Hey, where are
pictures.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
protesting from?
I'm in northern Nevada. I'm in
Okay.
Carson.
Yeah.
So,
You're fine. Jerfy's here. You're not late. You're right on time.
yeah, you're right on time, folks.
That's
All
right.
right. So, since you're sharing your screen, Angie, I'm going to kind of maybe talk through it, and if maybe you can follow along with me as I kind of show where to go.
Sure thing.
Um, so if you go into the Discord and you go into our Discord, the main national one, and then you can kind of scroll down.
So you're asking
Um,
me to screen share the Discord?
yeah, if you could.
Got it. I just need to change the application. I have it by application, so let me switch that real quick.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, all good. All good. I just usually have a lot of stuff open, so
Right, right. So you don't want to accidentally click on the wrong thing. I get that.
Is your
We
computer screen a mind map?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I feel
almost.
Same, same.
All right,
All
so
right,
here.
so we're in the general strike here, and if you kind of can scroll down to, I forget what it's called under this one. Hold on, let me make sure I'm saying the right thing. If you go to, I think it's just under, it should be under important resources, I think is what it's under.
That's correct.
Okay, so if you go under important resources, you can see there we have our welcome packet, our strike card, our code of conduct in there, and then you can see our link tree, which that's our main link tree. What I really want us to look at here is if you jump in and you go to our resources link tree. So go ahead and click on that one there.
I have to change applications. One moment.
No problem. We'll wait. We appreciate you.
Boop.
No kidding.
Okay. And so here you can kind of see the different, and this is a lot. It's overwhelming when you look at it. So don't get overwhelmed. Take your time, go through it if you haven't already looked. Again, there's a welcome packet here, code of conduct down there as well. And then you can kind of scroll through those at your leisure. And then kind of if you go down to our outreach resources, which is under not organizing strategy tools. I think that's going up. Yeah, there you go. So even up one more. There you go. So this is kind of where all of our outreach stuff is here. That you can kind of look guidelines for meetings, for teach-ins, kind of, and the outreach team there that clicks you over to Notion, which will that has all the kind of different files and things like that that another member of ours kind of all pulled up and it started pulling together.
That link is currently broken, but that will be
Okay,
fixed
never
soon, I'm
mind
sure.
then. We'll get it fixed. And then if you go back to the resource link tree and you scroll back down to culture, media, and movement material, that one there, and then you can kind of see the flyers and zines. And you can kind of look through those different ones. They should be Proton doc, um, or yeah, like basically folders. And so you can kind of see different logos and you can print stickers, buttons, flyers. We've got zines or zines to kind of go through. And there's so many to choose from. to kind of, as far as like the way you want it to be, how you want it to look, what kind of information you want to share on it. It just kind of will more depend on, like, what I did is I just picked one that I liked that seemed to have a lot of the information on it. There's a double-sided one, I think, in there. Is it there? Let me see. Um, can you go to I think it's under flyers, maybe. Is there a flyer one? Yeah, there we go. And then if you go down, uh, yeah, that one, double-sided one. Yep, that's the one. I like that one a lot. So note that it's 60 pages long, but it's really only 4 pages worth of material that's printed over and over again. So if you print the whole file, it'll be 60 pages long, but you can also pick to only print, 1 through 10 or whatever. And it's supposed to be front and back. And what I really like about this is it kind of gives you a general overview on the front, but then also on the back, it shows you the different phases and kind of like that, so that our phase one, we're trying to build to 16 million or 6 million strike cards. And then phase two, we're up to 10 million. And then phase three, we got 11 million. By that point, we'll have our demands kind of finalized and kind of have our dual systems power in play. So that way we're not having to rely so much on capitalism and buying from big box stores, and we're doing more bartering and trading and that kind of thing, and buying local and such. So I like that one a lot. That's the one I use and I hand it out when I'm at protests for folks. Um, and let's have you go back to the agenda for me. Okay. So that's kind of going over where the resources are. Okay, and so we're going to do an activity. We're going to start off with everyone share one word or phrase that comes to mind when you hear no kings. So I will say what comes to mind is no oligarchs for me as well. And then can I just pick folks from or does everyone feel comfortable speaking, I guess? End of the empire. Yep, that's a really good one, Day. Anyone else want to share what they think either in the chat or resist? Okay, no masters, anti-imperialism, great. Yep, anti-imperialism, no masters.
I always think of that scene in the Lion King when the hyenas are prancing up and down. No kings, no kings.
That's a pretty good image. That's a funny image.
Well, and
And so
also Schoolhouse Rock about the American Revolution. That little thing about and when the colonies complained, the king said, "I don't care."
fair enough.
Child of the 80s over here.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then let's see. We got Viva la Resistance. We got Extinction Burst, Second American Revolution. That one I like too a lot. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And from there, um, we're kind of going to go over the next goal is that we're going to try to ensure that everyone can speak clearly and confidently about GSUS. So, let's go ahead and go to that cheat sheet. And this it talks about what we are and kind of what we mean, and kind of why we're so anti-capitalism and anti-imperialism and that kind of thing. And
Can
how
we,
they go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, can we read through this super fast?
Sure. You want to read?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Yeah, about GSUS, who founded in 2022 by two friends in New York City. GSUS is for anyone oppressed by capitalism, union and non-union workers, students, immigrants, incarcerated, unhoused, retired, unemployed, and so on and so forth. What? A decentralized movement building toward a general strike through mutual aid, collective care, and political education. While we are preparing to strike, we are building infrastructure for our communities to survive before, during, and after the strike. Why? Capitalism dehumanizes and exploits us all, but especially marginalized communities. We organize to withdraw our labor, purchasing power, and consent in order to build a more just society. When? Once 3.5% of the population signs the strike card, we set a strike date. Organizing has already started now. Where? Everywhere we withhold labor, spending, and participation while building community power. We put our energy and resources back into our community as we withdraw them from the companies that exploit us. I can read the fact too.
How long is this? I think this is a pretty long.
Oh, no. The fake Q is for the role playing. Never mind, my bad.
Thank
Yeah,
you
I
for
mean
offering, though.
yeah, I think we'll skip that for now. That kind of gives us a good sense of kind of like what I feel like GSUS represents. Um, and um, sorry, my brain is going about a million miles a minute. So I guess we'll kind of from there, we'll touch on the fact that, we're going for a revolutionary general strike. We're not just striking for better labor powers. We're looking to build that 3.5% of the American population, which is around like 11, 12 million, somewhere in there. And as we're building towards that, we're also building that dual power that I spoke about. So we're relying less on the capitalistic society, that we're not having to buy anything. Sorry about my dog, guys. That we're not having to rely on buying so much from various big box stores and things like that by buying local, reusing, reducing, that kind of thing, also to help our planet, but also trying to grow our own food. Because the American way is to have these giant grass areas that's, non-functional as far as agriculture goes. And why not use that stuff as functional land? So that's kind of my thought anyway. And building survival programs and things and trying to help build, built-in things to help with, like, I guess another thing would be building towards the strike fund, because we're going to have some kind of funds for some people. And yes, we can do like rent strikes and we can, boycott and strike together to not pay, everyone stops paying their mortgage, say, for example. But that would really have to have everyone committed at that 3.5 level. Otherwise, it becomes on the individual, the blowback. And when it becomes over that 3.5, there's not as much potential for there to be blowback on the individual. And so we're not a protest organization. We're not a reactionary movement to Trump. We started back in 2022 and we're really building towards a revolution. We're not just building towards, going back to status quo as things were. And we're not begging. We're demanding it and we're building towards it and making it happen.
All right.
You did not come off mute, Dave. You want to go ahead if you'd like to say anything. Okay, you're good. All right. I just wanted to make sure. Um, and then, so how does this message of no kings really connect to the GSUS mission? And I think some of these reactions here of no masters and anti-imperialism, end of capitalism, those kinds, end of the empire, I think too, really kind of sticks with us that we are trying to end the American empire. You know, like we our reach as America is vast, and um, we want to really try to get rid of that imperialistic and capitalistic society that we want to try to go back to. You know, I think honestly, if I had my way, back to where how the indigenous folks, you know, really took care of each other and things like that was so much better, and they built on community and taking care of each other versus, you know, just dehumanizing people. Um,
You said a mouthful.
yeah. So, does anyone else have anything to add? Do you want to step in, Tempa Story, at all on that?
Uh,
How our message of no kings connect with GSUS?
yes, I certainly can, but not before I say I don't even want a president. I, you know what I want? I want an International Council of 13 Indigenous Grandmothers, by golly.
Yeah.
That's all I want. We'll just let go of the rest of it. We'll just get back to the land and the law of nature.
Right.
We don't need any law of man. We've got the law of nature and we've got each other. What else do we need?
Right. And to take care of each other.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly. So, but I mean, as
Um,
far as no kings go, do we want to do, or can we go back to the agenda?
yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Do we need to frame? I would like to make sure that we do this piece about um, framing. Did we already pass that?
Yeah, I'm over here on the discussion prompt on how
Oh,
our
see, you're on
message
the.
of no kings.
Oh, connect. Yeah, that's exactly what I need. Yeah, no, I want to do. I want to talk about this. How does the message of no kings connect to GSUS's mission? Well, that's, yeah, no kings, no presidents, no imperialist government, no colonial capitalism, no more white supremacy, no more of any of that. We're all on the same page as far as no kings. The civil disobedience tactic of protesting is very powerful, and it has been very successful throughout history in achieving long-term social and civic and economic change. Protests work, they have, and they do. And boycotts also work. That's great. The three-pronged weapon we need at this moment in time is the boycott, protest, strike weapon. It's we can't topple the pillars of support under the oligarchy without all three of these things in place at the same time. We need to be boycotting and protesting and striking. This is what will take the whole thing down. Um, and building mutual aid just means volunteering and donating for mutual aid agencies and organizations in your city, town, or parish. So what we're doing is spreading the word at these protests where our people already are. This is really the heart and soul of Meet the People Where They Are. The people that we need to meet are at the protests. They're volunteering for Food Not Bombs. They're volunteering for, all these different organizations. And so we are also doing that and meeting those people in those spaces. But the people who have not yet started volunteering for all of our mutual aid organizations are protesting in our streets, at our capitals, at our city halls, in our parks, with our crazy costumes and all the joy and love in their hearts. So meeting those people where they are and letting them know that there is more to this revolution than simply standing up and saying this is wrong. They can do more. And this is what they need. This is what they've been crying for. This is what they've been wanting this whole time. They've been wanting to be organized for a general strike. They've been asking their organizers at 5051 and Invisible to please organize us for a general strike. And it seems to be taking a little bit of time for them to get on that ball. So we are reaching out. This is what outreach is all about. We are reaching out to the people to let them know that they are being seen, they are being heard, they are not alone, and they are in solidarity already with us simply by virtue of being out there in the street with a sign. So, yeah, meeting the people where they are is why GSUS is going to the protest.
Great job, Tempestry. I really appreciate that.
Clear as kind, man.
Yeah, right.
I'm not gonna mince words.
All right. And then so Day saying take immediate actions to meet the people's immediate needs. We need 3.5 of the population to engage in a sustained participation. That participation will come in many shapes and forms, given your capacity and your ability. And I definitely agree with that, that we need to have tiers of involvement. You know, if striking not if not striking and going to work is not an option for you, say you have patients that would suffer and that could potentially die if you didn't go, say you're an ICU nurse or something like that, right? So then you have to figure out different ways that you can participate. Maybe you do a tax strike, maybe you and withhold your change your W-2 withholdings and then take that money and set it aside for a strike fund versus giving it to the government. Or say you even simply stop your Prime membership. Like some people haven't even gotten that far yet. So really, just like Kempa Story said, really meeting people where they are and getting them to get at another level of involvement and where they're at. So if they're out there organizing, clearly they know that something has to give, and they're definitely asking for it. Like at my last partnership meeting I had in my area, I had Indivisible, 5051, and all these different groups, a group of 6, 7 of us. And they're like, well, what's our big ask going to be? I'm like, well,
Abolish political mapping.
so, I mean, there's just a lot of different ways, people can step up their involvement, that whole idea of giving them the next step, that they're within their comfort zone and really truly meeting them where they are.
Yeah.
So I guess that kind of covers it. Does anyone else want to jump in on how we connect the message of No Kings to our mission statement? Does anyone else have any thoughts on that?
Showing them that there's so much more than electoral work and it's less feudal. Yes, yes, and yes.
Yes.
We are not in the business of reform. That ship has sailed.
That ship has sailed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, we're done. We're done with that. When was the last time we had a free and fair election? No, forget it. We're done.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yes, and what would your first demand be? Yeah, well, we can definitely get into the demands. We've got 10 on the books right now. We've got 5 major ones that are the focus.
The core. Yeah.
We can probably drop that in the chat too, maybe if
Yeah,
it's still on the tip of anybody's tongue.
yeah, Day,
Which
I
one?
think you have access to the core demands, the 5 core demands.
Yeah, I'm sharing right now. I can drop
Thank
it in the
you.
chat.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Angel. So,
Um,
yeah,
so
people are going to ask that, but I mean, some of these questions we're going to be answering in the role play. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. All right, so let's kind of move on. Let's go back to the agenda if we can. All right, so let's go right here. So our key points, yep. So outreach is more than just handing them a flyer, right? We're actually trying to get a conversation, getting them to connect with them and then follow up with these folks, get them to join our Discord. Hey, my name is so and so in the Discord. Come meet us there, and I'll show you how to get around, that kind of thing. And so that we're not like it says, we're not just handing out flyers. We're trying to recruit for the revolution. We're trying to get people to step up and get more involved, whatever that looks like for them. And yeah, and I like that each convo is a spark towards dual power. So each convo that we have, we're starting to build that true power, even just through political education, so that people see that capitalism really is the root of all evil. Because I do lose a lot of people when I tell them we're an anti-capitalist movement, and a lot of people go, oh, and that's the thing, that you have to really show them that this is, an oppressed system is just not working. We're way past trying to reform it at this point.
Yeah, capitalism did not end slavery, it scaled it.
Correct. All right, so, and then I kind of went over where to get the flyers and the signs, the welcome packet, and then I kind of wanted to go over the 3Ds. Does anybody know the 3Ds off of the top of your head without looking?
Decentralization, dissent, and uh-oh.
That's where I cut off too.
The divestment.
Diversity,
Oh,
diversity.
okay.
Thanks,
Of course.
dude.
What's that mean? It includes the A. Sorry, guys. Dealing. There you go. Yep, we got Dave. We got decentral, diversity, and dissent. Yep.
Dave's got the 5 built in. Decentralization,
Yep,
diversity,
that's for
dissent,
sure.
daydreaming.
All right. So that goes with that. And then I kind of show people how to get access to our resources or designs. We already did the welcome packet. So I kind of jumped ahead on that. Let's go ahead. We'll go drop down to our 5-step strategy. So if you go the link right there, that should be it. Give me just 1 second here. I'm going to take a pause.
If she comes back coughing, we all have to cheer.
That's hilarious. Yeah, my pops, I guess, got influenza A over here. Boy, oh boy.
Well, you gave us a chance to read for ourselves. I appreciate that.
Oh, good. I'm glad. that was good. All right. So this is kind of our 5-step plan to liberation. That, again, we're not just about protesting. We're about trying to build those dual power systems, and that we're no longer just asking for crumbs or reform. We actually want to build power and replace the system as we go. And as it says here, the revolution isn't linear, it's dynamic. We organize, we struggle, and we grow in motion. So step 1, we build power, people power from the ground up. We start from organizing in their communities, places where people work, where they live, struggle, and survive. So what that means is, so now we're going to talk to people. Like how Tempest Story said, we're going to meet people where they are. So we're going to the protest where they're at, and we're going to try to show them different ways, again, of how they can start building and taking back their power, and to really help them to see how they can, their different tiers and comfort level of involvement. And if they're just still at that step of canceling their Prime membership, great. If they're now to the point of where they want to change their W-2s, great. You just help them
If they
to
want
see.
to dress up in an inflatable frog costume and taunt ice, great.
Right, exactly. If they just want to build signs, fine too. We just really, we want to encourage all forms of building power and empower people to know what they can do and how they can really, because that's the big thing that I get. What can we do next? When are we going to strike? That kind of thing. So, So yeah, just trying to start that conversation with them and trying to be genuine when your conversation and not just reading from a script each time, because the more genuine interactions you can get and intentional with figuring out what this person really is, where they're at and how they can get involved and what matters to them, that's going to be the difference of them getting involved in the Discord server and actually helping us to build versus maybe signing the strike card, maybe not, and never joining the Discord kind of thing. Right?
Yeah, there's a question here about lowering the barrier to entry, and I want to tell you that is what we are doing in this moment. We are educating and empowering our members to get out there and reach for the people. They've got their hands out already. All we have to do is reach out for them and we'll catch them. And the barrier to entry is pretty low. It's high. My name is so and so, and I'm here to help. I mean, yeah, no, they're ready for us. And the Discord can be a little bit overwhelming, but here's why we're doing this role play so that you can help people feel a little more comfortable when they get in.
Exactly. All right. So, and then if you go and then you're connecting people to people's power to build a united front, so that because people get isolated, especially with fascism. That's how they grind you down. They make you feel like you're alone and that kind of thing. And that, we're not alone in this. There's a lot of people that believe this. And our folks have just lost the way, and we need to show them how to be humane again, you know? That we're all in it together. My struggle is your struggle. It's all very much all the same.
For real.
We all want affordable housing. We all want health care, access to education, and access to our rights, as
Yeah.
a person.
Right.
And equal rights, correct? And it sorry, I'm
Yeah.
just reading.
Yeah, this is what it's come to. This is why we're here. No, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Tut tut tut. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so once we start getting that united front and we get more and more people to sign, we're starting to get up towards 6 million, and we're building on our numbers, and we're building our dual power at the same time. And then we can start building clarity of what we really want our society to look like. What are our demands really going to be, specifically? And then from there, disrupting the system, and then actually following through when we get to that 12 million, 11, 12 million, and step out and do our walkout, our rent strikes, and all of those kind of things. And then go ahead and scroll down for me there. And then once we disrupt the power, and then we can kind of have everything crumble, and then we start to build anew, and kind of be able to have that dual power already kind of built in, so not everything crumbles, and we can kind of just come over into our new society, and that really takes care of one another and is kind to one another.
Well, and
All right.
we'll learn how to work with each other instead of for each other.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right. So now let's head back over to the agenda. And then we'll go to that's our 5-step strategy. We also have a 10-point platform. Does you want to take this one, Tempest Story? Or maybe Day?
I'm having a little technical weirdness. I don't know if I can see the screen, but I can read it if I can get to it.
I can speak to it a little bit, Tempest Story.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah, I need a little break.
You all are doing great, excellent job. Thank you for your time tonight. Our 10-point platform Basically, it's just a synthesis of our broad list of demands that you may have seen on our welcome packet. It's in the same spirit as the Black Panther Party 10-point platform. That's where it was inspired from. So the 10-point platform, ours basically incorporates those demands, and it's basically like the vision. So you've heard Ariel and Tempest story. Most of us talking about the world that we are wanting to create, that we are organizing towards. Right now, those immediate actions, that 3.5 participation. But yeah, many liberation movements, one of the main core principles, practices that they are organizing towards is, and that they are fighting for, is the right for to practice self-determination. So that's our first one. But in short, our 10-point platform, just like the Panthers, is just the vision that we want to see, the world that we are fighting for. People must know, what they're getting involved in. So this is what we're demanding, and that's just in short. It basically entails we're fighting for life, liberation, land, all of these things, going to our true liberation and equity. I'll leave it
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah. All right. Self-determination in itself, because hard to explain that at my first tabling. Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
I will say, if you all can, like, a lot of these resources, especially if you'll be tabling with your chapter, a lot of these resources can be printed out and can be put inside of a binder. For our Detroit
Okay.
chapter, we have one that has like our welcome packet. It has the 5-step strategy, QR code. Like, most of these resources are there. So I will say that.
Yep,
Thank
I think that's a great
you.
idea.
I've
Thank
been
you. That's
collecting
super smart.
resources in the server to make a new folder of everything related to this No Kings, because there's been a lot of different stuff in a lot of different places, and people have a hard time finding it all. So I've been corralling all of them into a thread, and I'm going to make a folder of them in Proton. So that will come out probably, if not tonight, then probably tomorrow.
Wonderful. Thank
Bam.
you so much for doing that.
Yeah, double bam.
All right, y'all. Yeah, definitely will be amazing, that folder. All right, so let's go back to our agenda.
I seen a question. I just wanted to shed some light on it. It was about the definition of self-determination.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Please. We need that. Yeah, please.
Yeah. Can you help us out there?
yeah, it's like in our core demands too. So you'll see like our 5 core demands. In short, the core demands is just like a synthesis, just the easier shareable format of our broad list of demands, our 10-point platform and whatnot. But the first demand that you'll see is our right for self-determination. Like I say, self-determination has been utilized in many liberation movements, but just in short, it just means the power of the oppressed people, any marginalized communities. Basically, we have the right to define, control, and shape our own destiny. So when, like the Black Panther Party, when we say all power to the people, not power over people, but power to control our own destiny. Control our own destiny politically, economically, and culturally, which we have not been, able to do. Many of our freedom fighters are still, behind enemy lines. They're still locked up. Many other, oppressed nations within the U.S. colonial borders have not yet been able to, practice true self-determination. So in short, that's just is the power, of the people back into the hands of the people.
Yeah.
So it's just
All right.
like just demanding our inalienable human rights, basically.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's trusting oppressed people to know their own needs better than their oppressors
Mhm.
do.
Correct.
Love
Correct.
it.
All right. So we'll go back to, all right. So we had the 5-step strategy we went over. We went over the 10-point platform. I will direct you to the chat now. Day, if you scroll up, they have put in the 5 core demands. And that's, so the 5 core demands, I guess the acronym that we'll use is POWER. So POWER, so P stands for people over profits. O, our right to self-determination. W, working class liberation. E, equity and autonomy. R, resistance to the empire. So those are our 5 core demands. That those 5 ones can essentially be all of the ones that are on the welcome packet. Can we take a moment and take a look at the welcome packet? So let's go. This is the resource one. It should have it there if you click that one.
Give me one moment.
Just to let y'all know, we are closing in on the 8 o'clock mark.
Oh, okay.
We booked this for 90 minutes, but if we do still want breakouts, we should consider time. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to show that all those 5 core demands can kind of, if you look at those can be all the essential demands that we have listed out in great detail in the welcome packet can all be brought back into those 5 core demands that they relate back to that.
Thank you.
All right. So we'll go ahead. Let's go back to the agenda. Sorry, this is my first full meeting running, so we'll see how I do.
You are already crushing it. Are you kidding?
All right. So, yeah, so I think trying to help make that interaction feel genuine versus transactional. We don't want them to just sign the strike card. We want them to get involved, right? And to be able to speak about why GSU matters to them, not only to themselves, and be able to recognize what would matter to somebody else and what is important to them, and to meet them where they're at. So I guess let's go through some of the prompts here and the personalizing the message. So, why did you join or get involved with GSUS? So can we break out here at this point, I think?
Yes.
Yeah, and we just want pairs.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
So,
how do we do that?
I'm working on it. It'll take me just a moment. There are 11 participants. I'm not going to go into a breakout, so you'll have 5 breakout rooms. So it'll be just a moment to make them.
I see 15. 14.
Or, oh,
okay,
right.
so we
If
have
I
one
co-host, then yes.
Okay.
Oh. Sorry.
And we have one less person because one person's driving, so they're going to jump off.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Ren.
I don't know if they're still on or not. They might have jumped already.
They felt it.
So let's maybe, if you have been here for a hot minute, can you try to pair up with somebody maybe that hasn't been to many meetings? And that way we can kind of get some of the more experienced folks.
I can definitely do mods and experienced folks with ones that perhaps are not as experienced.
Yeah.
So if
I don't know what I am, but I'd be glad to help.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been to a meeting, but I haven't.
I've not been to many. I've not been to many meetings, but I've been around the general strike for a bit. So just like would love to participate more. So
I'm gonna have one group that is 3 people, and the rest are pairs. So let's do.
I have new members. Kathy, that's hilarious.
New member smell?
That's
I'll go with it. I'll take it. It's
All
fine.
right. They're pretty random, but I paired names I recognize with names I don't. So
There
Oh,
you
there we go.
go. That'll
I hope
do
that
it.
that works. How long are we doing?
Half an hour.
Let's,
Oh, sorry,
I
15
mean,
minutes.
15 minutes. Okay. And then I'm
yeah,
going to
because
give
we
you guys a
have,
2-minute cooldown, because there's always mid conversation when it closes. So,
correct.
all right.
So,
How do
yeah.
we get to where we're going?
I'm
How do
going to
we know
open
who
the
we're
rooms.
picking?
I'm going to open the rooms in just a moment. I was just confirming details before I hit
Yeah,
open.
and also like, what are we exactly doing? I know it's a role play, but
There you go,
like, what
baby.
exactly is it?
So we're going to
Come on.
put the
So the
prompts in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, so the prompts are going to be why did you join or get involved with GSUS? Each person will go, and then we'll switch to the next prompt. How does your story connect to liberation? And then from there, I say take about 10 minutes for that, I think.
So
What do we think?
I'm doing 10 minutes, not 15. How
I,
long are we doing the breakouts?
Wait a
think
second. How are we going to not get to the sample scenarios?
that's if we do 15 minutes each, then we will not know. So we need to do 10 minutes at this rate.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
All right.
So we need to do about 10 minutes for this first prompt. And then
9 minutes and 1 minute cooldown.
yeah, that sounds good.
You got it. Then
Right.
I will send out a halfway through reminder to make sure that y'all are switching speakers and questions and yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Okie dokie.
Oh my
Opening
gosh.
now. You
I'm
ready?
nervous.
Oh, you got this. It's gonna be so good. I'll see you guys in 10 minutes.
How'd we do?
That was awesome.
Awesome. All right. We got
Yes.
some good
Yeah, that was
feedback.
pretty sweet.
All
Sweet.
right. Cool. All
Yeah, that was
right.
definitely good.
All right. Sweet. All right. So next we're gonna try to do some role playing here. Oh wait, before I do that, let me go back to the exercise. This is gonna be your homework after this meeting. Everyone's getting a little bit of homework. So I want you to either write or record yourself for 30 seconds and do your 30-second street pitch.
30
So about what is GSUS, if somebody were to ask you. So in your own words, and we don't have to do this right now. This is your homework. So you're going to take some time to go look at the welcome packet, go through the resources at your own time. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to ping either me or anyone else that you recognize from this in the chat. And we're more than willing to help you find those resources again if you need a little more help. Sometimes they do get buried. So, but we can definitely be there to try to help you find those resources to be able to go through them at your own pace. So that way you can feel comfortable in telling people what is GSUS in your own words. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
So have that done prior to Saturday is your deadline. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we're doing this again on Tuesday. So if you wanted to even come back and practice those on Tuesday, I won't be here, but I know we'll be doing the same kind of general outreach teaching to kind of show where resources are on Tuesday. We're going to be doing that from 5 to 6:30 Pacific Standard Time on Tuesday coming up. So the same exact kind of format here that we're doing. All right. So, and then next we're going to do some role playing again, we're trying to just build some more confidence and being able to handle real world conversations. So we're going to have, this will be in groups of 3, I think, Angie.
Okay. I'll recreate the rooms.
And then, so we'll have groups of 3. So we'll have one person being the organizer. So the one person that would be handing out the materials, the flyers, one community member, and then one person observing and kind of being able to give feedback to both the organizer and the community member and kind of how they could maybe do better on their pitch. Okay, and these are kind of our questions that I came up with. These are pretty common ones I get when I'm out there handing out GSUS stuff. I will say that I'm not political. It happens a lot more when I'm not at rallies, but it does happen.
We're going to have one room that has 4 members, but otherwise we should be good, unless you want me to do those in 2 pairs.
No, I think, we got
Cookie.
one person.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, Cookie just left.
And I personally may have to jump off the call. Are you, Day, can you maybe take over and closing out for me?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right,
Jim's out too, guys.
Jim's out. Oh no.
All right. Well, how long do we want these rooms?
Let's go. I would say what, 10 more minutes? We got,
yeah.
And then we'll have 5 minutes to close up the teach-in.
Sounds good.
Great. All right.
All right.
Right open when you are.
All right, go ahead.
How many are left?
Not a whole lot, but that's okay. So as far as like generally kind of what, so the kind of the table setup, so the logistics, to kind of have that down. So you'll probably want a table, get some materials printed out, some QR codes ready so for people to scan so it takes them to where they can sign on the general strike. Send them signs, have waters and snacks available, or even signups available for people to kind of join your local chapter. And then so ideally you want, a couple different people there. You want some people holding down the table and holding down the space for you, but then you also want a few folks moving around the crowd to be able to pass out signs to get them to come to your table. And then having some photographers taking pictures of you doing some of this outreach, and of course getting consent so that way we can post it up on our socials, and kind of raise more awareness to it of what we're trying to build. And if you have the opportunity to have someone speak at one of these, to try to build towards that dual power and power to the people. You're right. Me too. And then
struggle is real.
The struggle is real. And then so some safety and security reminders. You never have to give out your name or telephone number, or email address to any of these organizers. You can always not take your phone with you as best practice, but if you need your phone, you can turn off location services. Definitely you want to put on some kind of passcode on your phone. Don't use biometrics because the police can take your phone and grab your finger or hold it up to your face to open it that way. And then you want it in just general, we want it consent for taking photos and respecting other organizations' space while still engaging. So not kind of stepping over and taking over their rally, but just trying to provide support to their rally. And kind of let's go through, we'll do one phrase of how phrase or word that how you're feeling heading into No Kings. And we can maybe just drop it in the chats. Okay, we got grounded, hopeful, chilling, prepared, confident, good, awesome. All right. And then one commitment you'll bring to the table, literally or figuratively. Oh, we got motivated. That's a good one too. So one commitment that you'll bring. Let's go ahead and drop those in the chat. All right, so we got showing up ready to go, hand out at least 12 signs, great, patience. I put pass out GSU flyers at No Kings, truth, yep, we like that. And commitment to defending our comrades, I like that. And a commitment to being a reflective listener, great. So those are all awesome. So thank you all for being here tonight. I really appreciate you and your time and your efforts. I go by Ariel in the Discord as well. You're welcome to ping me at any time if you have questions about any of this. And you can also reach out. You can, ask questions in general in the outreach channel, and I'll try to be responsive to those. And we also have a Signal chat going too. I think that usually is linked up in because that's usually where our outreach meetings happen. But if anyone needs a link to that, let me know, and I can send you a link to our general outreach Signal chat.
If we're getting ready to close out,
yeah.
are we getting close?
Yeah, we're closing out.
I just want to take 10 seconds to hold space for the fight that we are fighting, just to recommit ourselves to what we're doing, to remind ourselves what we're fighting for. We're fighting for the marginalized. We're fighting for the oppressed. We're fighting for all who are living in fear. We are fighting for all who are living in pain. We are fighting for all who are under attack, who are suffering. And we deserve to have at least 5 seconds to congratulate ourselves for being courageous and showing up here in this moment together. This is where the power lies. This is where the power is. The power is in the people. The people are us. And we deserve to celebrate this moment, whatever that looks like for you.
Well, thank you, and everybody have a good evening.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for everyone that showed up and gave your time and efforts and energies. We'll be seeing you around the Discord. Yep, Viva la Revolution.
Yeah,
all
power to the
Have a great
people. We
night.
rocked this, guys.
Yes, we
Absolutely.
did.
Take care. Have a good night.
Thanks, you too. Bye-bye.